Hello, fellow crafters. Today I have a bit of a different video for you. I'm going to be talking about basic craft supplies, basic tools, and I think this video is ideal for someone who is thinking about starting card making or who is just starting, and also for people who are crafting on a budget. I'm going to start running a little bit of an experiment here. I want to show you something and stay with me because I have a good reason, I promise. So I have cardstock. I have an empty pen that I always use and I have recommended in previous videos. I have a ruler and a pair of scissors. And I'm going to show you how I used to prepare my card bases in the past. I'm speeding this up because you don't need to really understand in detail what I used to do. I would mark where I needed to fold and where I needed to cut, trace the lines between those points. Usually, I will have to mark at least 4 times to get the whole extent of one page of cardstock. And then I would fold one of the lines and cut through the other. But that takes me some time because I will have to mark the paper at 4 different positions with the ruler and then cut with the scissors and then fold it. The reason I'm doing this, and I want to show you how long it takes me and why, it's because I want to understand that you don't need fancy, expensive craft supplies to do card making. You really don't need it. But they will save you a lot of time. And I know I'm not a reference, I am a very slow crafter, but I just wanted to show you. I'm not speeding myself up in the video. I sped up the video because otherwise we'll be here watching 6, 7 minutes of video, basically, just so I can prove a point. But the first one, it took me around 3 minutes, right, to get 2 card bases done. The second one, I'm just replacing the ruler for a T ruler. And that alone will save me some time. You're going to see here in a minute, because now I don't have to mark so many times, so many positions on my cardstock. I only need to mark it twice and then I can trace it and then I can cut. So it's way faster, it's way quicker. Sometimes you replace one tool, and like a ruler and a T ruler, they don't really cost that much more one than the other. So you can find both of them for a really good price online, probably in a stationery shop near you. And that alone will save you a lot of time. So sometimes one little difference, one small difference will save you a lot of time. In this case, it took me around 2 minutes to do exactly the same thing that I did before. So that's a reduction of 33% of the time, right? And here I'm showing you these tools. I bought them recently. For years, I did what I showed you on the first video, right? So I have a score tool, a scoring tool, and a guillotine, which is, I think, the quickest and the easiest way that anyone can make card bases, can create their card bases. But this one, it's way faster because I don't need to mark, I don't need to measure. I just get my scoring tool and I score the whole page in one go. This one is a big one. I do have a smaller one that I use for smaller areas, smaller panels, smaller projects. But for a whole page like I'm using here, I would have used this one anyway. And then I just need to cut it. So I only have 2 steps, and that saves me an immense amount of time. I know I'm not the best reference because you probably do these things way faster than me, anyways. But I just wanted you to see the difference. So in this case, we're going to cut it down from the original 3 minutes to only 1 minute. So here's the question again, and that's why I repeat the answer. Do you need fancy, expensive tools to craft? No, you don't. But they will help you immensely, and they will really help you step up your craft making or card making process. To do to make cards, to create cards, this is all you need, and you probably already have most of these things lying around your house. So, a ruler, a pencil, scissors, a craft knife. Maybe you don't have a craft knife, but they are also low cost. An empty pan. I always recommend an empty pan. I'm going to link some videos at the end in the information box so you can see where I mention more about it and how you can use it in different ways. I use it for scoring, but you can use it as a stylus. A bone folder and glue. That's it. That's all you need to do some card making to start and to create several projects. I also have a few other videos using basically only these supplies, and you really don't need much more. Most people, when they start card making, their card making journey, they start using pattern paper, decoupage sets, printouts, card kits, ephemera, stamping blocks. These things, they are very easily to find. You can usually find them in the craft stores or stationery shops around you, and they are very low cost. They're very accessible, and most people can buy them, and we fall in love. Well, that's my journey, that's my experience, but I know it's the same for several people. Here you can see this set comes with stickers, with tags, with bunting, with boxes, a bunch of pattern paper. Usually the colors coordinate, it's very handy. You can use it a lot, you can make loads out of it. And I used to look at them and think, oh my goodness, this one has, foiling. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I have to buy it. And I bought it, and I did use them a lot, but I still had them before I went to Brazil, and then I donated them. I had to get rid of them because I had them for like 8 or 9 years and I hadn't used them all. So if you start like this, buy what you love the most, because otherwise you're gonna have too much and you're gonna have, what do you say, selection paralysis? It's something like that. Like you can choose what to do or where to start because you have too many options. So your brain kind of malfunctions. But yeah, this is all I had in my stash to show you. The other option that is very low cost is stencils. A lot of people like to buy stencils. Their price point is great, but people forget one thing. When you use stencils, you're gonna also need inks, ink blending brushes, paste, sprays. You're gonna need other stuff to use those stencils with. You usually can't really use the stencil on their own with the basic tools. So it will have an extra cost on top of the sensor, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And the other option is actually embossing folders. Embossing folders also usually have a very good price point, especially 2D embossing folders. I'm going to add the prices on the screen for you. Just so you know, I did a bit of research, and all these prices that I have on the screen, they are official prices from official websites in the US and across Europe. So these are not knockoffs. If it looks too low, it is very low. So certain prices will start from $1 or €1 or just cents, just a few cents, because that is how much they cost for real on the website. You just need to do a little bit of research. So if you're starting, there are good, cheap options out there, and if you're on crafting on a budget as well, you don't really need to resort to knockoffs. I don't love knockoffs, but that's a discussion for another video. So the thing about embossing folders, here I'm showing you 3D embossing folders. I love the spellbinders ones because they are bigger. They allow for you to make bigger projects. The thing about them is that you're gonna need a die cutting machine to use them. I've tried several other methods that I've seen online, and they didn't work. You really need a die cutting machine to get a good embossing. And then most people usually start either with stamps or dies. I tend to gravitate heavily around dies. And the dice could be images, they could be words, they could be numbers, they could be a bunch of other things, right? Just like the stamps. I have these few here just as an example, where it could be anything. The dies usually have a way higher price point than the stamp sets, but they vary, right? So the stamps go between $20 and $30, a good size stamp set, and the dies you can find like sentiment dies that start from like a tenner. Oh, sorry, $10. Tenner is in Ireland. I don't know if people say that in other places as well. And then to use the stamps, you're also going to need a stamping platform or at least acrylic blocks, right? I have two that I've been using for years. This is the one that I started with. When I started, it was 20 quid. One day, I'm going to tell you the story of why I bought this stamping platform, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I know it's not that easy to find anymore, but it's still possible, and it still has a great price point in comparison to all the others, and it is an amazing stamping platform, I promise you. So long story short, I bought it because it was the only one available, but there are other things that I'm going to tell you later. And then I got the stamp wheel because I was used to working with the other platform. When I saw the stamp wheel being announced, I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't on their own website. It was something else that someone saw in a fair or something like that. And I knew immediately how remarkable this stamping platform would be. The other one, I can turn it around 90 degrees. I can turn it around 4 times. This one, the plate allows me to turn it, I believe, 16 times. I'll tell you, I'll put the number on the screen, the correct number. But it's remarkable. It's perfect for creating wreaths. I'll do a separate video on it a bit later, I promise. But you can do so many things with it. It's also the highest price point. So I have here on the screen the highest to the lowest. Uh, if you need help finding items with a better price point, just leave me a comment. I'll be happy to respond and I'll be happy to help you. I don't I might not have access to several different countries, to the websites of several different countries, but I did look up before filming this video in the US and Europe, and I can definitely help you with those two. And then a die cutting machine would also be necessary if you want to use dies. And the die cutting machines have a way higher price point normally. But one thing that people don't consider when they are starting or they are crafting on a budget is that they don't need to buy a full size die cutting machine. You do have the option to buy a mini one, so you can test the waters and get started. Because the other thing is, you're not going to know if you like to stamp and color or just stamp layer stamps or die cut better if you don't try them. You need to try those things, those different options, to see which one you like the most. So I know because I bought several stamps, and I know that coloring takes too long. I don't love that. I love layering stamps because then the coloring is all done for me. Like the planning, the thought work is all there. I just need to choose the colors I want and assemble it. But I don't like coloring myself with coloring mediums. And you can buy a mini die cutting machine, and the price point for those is usually very accessible. It's good when you're starting, and it's good if you've been crafting for a while and you need something temporary or something to travel or to bring with you on the go. If you're going to the countryside, it is a very good option. You won't be able to do everything, like you won't be able to run a regular size um, 3D embossing folder on a mini die cutting machine. there you have other options. And I believe there are embossing folders also available for mini die cutting machines. So you just need to look up those supplies if you need them and if you think they are interesting. The other thing that I showed you before, it's a scoring tool. It is very handy. You can buy a bigger one, a smaller one. Usually, they will also tell you how to create envelopes. You can look up videos on YouTube and find out how to create boxes. They do give you a wide range of options. I bought these two in Brazil, so I can't really refer them or recommend them unless you're in Brazil. But if you're in Brazil, you know EK tools. It's very easy to find over there. This one, I think I lost the brand, but yeah, and it's all in English. But I did buy both of them in Brazil in these past 3 years. They, as you saw in the beginning, they save you a lot of time, especially if you like to do more 3D projects like boxes, treat boxes, things like that, which I love as well. I know I don't show it that much in my channel, but I love it. And lastly, we have guillotines or paper trimmers. I find that guillotines last way longer than the paper trimmers, even though they cost usually a bit more. I am not talking about a bunch of other tools because I think that these are the ones that people usually start with. And then just to wrap it up, I wanted to tell you research, research, and research. If you think about investing on a more pricey tool, do a bunch of research, watch a bunch of videos, comparing them before you actually make a purchase. It is thanks to a comparison video that I actually bought a 20 quid stamping tool back in the day, 8, 10 years ago. Oh my goodness, it was a while. And it's still here, it's still working beautifully. I still use it all the time, and it is like a most needed tool in my day to day crafting. So I can't recommend this enough. I think this is the biggest take you probably can carry with you from this video. It is, if you do research, you will find better prices, you will find better options. Don't um, think that because you're starting, you need to have, the Ferrari of the die cutting machines or something like that. You don't need to. Maybe you buy it and you're not going to like it. And there are different uses. There are products that are made for different people. Like if you have, let's say, problems in your hands and you can't really crank up a manual die cutting machine, you will probably need an electrical one, and that one have a higher price point. But if your hands work well and you can use a manual one, you will get a way better price with those. So it's just a few things for you to consider, for you to think of, and I hope you got some useful tips out of this video. And leave me those comments if you need any help. I'm happy to help you. Happy crafting. See you soon. Bye.